So welcome. I know you guys, my name is Jamie, but you all know that. If you have extra pillows laying around, maybe grab a couple. We're going to like double pillow or double bolster today. When we lie back, we're going to get into the shoulders and the chest a little bit, the upper back area and the neck. So if you have that extra pillow, go ahead and grab it. I'll give you just a few more seconds before we get started. Welcome. Thank you guys for joining me on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. And I'm doing the playlist that is restorative yin yoga today. I did not post that in the chat. I usually put it in the chat. If anybody wants that or needs me to put it in the chat, let me know. Just go ahead and type yes in there and let me know. And I will type it out for you. But you can really play any kind of comfortable music that you have. Any low, quiet sounding music. Let's go ahead and get started. I think one more person that I have coming. If she does come, she'll just jump in when she gets here. So let's go ahead. I'm going to double bolster. I might even throw an extra one in here. I need to add it. I'll actually start with 3 pillows today. So when we lie back this way, we'll go ahead and lie over top of these pillows to start, and you can see that I'm elevated pretty high, and the idea or the point to that is I'm really going to let my arms open up and fall out to the sides. I'm really trying to focus my attention on across my chest and my shoulders today. Some of you may want to do like 2 90-degree angles with your elbows. Let them open up. Begin to breathe. And it is okay to keep your knees bent, because what you'll find is when you're doing a high elevation such as this, that you'll have a lot of sensation in your lower back. You can attempt to lengthen or straighten the legs if that feels good, but if you start to get uncomfortable in the lower back, just bring the knees back. So we're going to be here for a little while today. And you can even make some little adjustments if you need to with the pillow. But hips on the flat surface on the ground, upper body elevated. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer now. I really want to get into this for a little while. So while we're here, if you have shorter pillows, that's okay as well. Let your head hang off the edge. Let's just begin to breathe this out. So arms are open wide. Chest and shoulders are relaxed. You can go ahead and start the playlist or whatever music you're listening to at any time. And let's take a few breaths. So just to start, just inhale and exhale out of the mouth. It doesn't matter if it's fast, doesn't matter if it's slow. Just begin to notice the sensations of that. If your knees are bent, maybe place the knees together. Sigh the breath out when you release. Letting your body relax on every exhale. Breathe in. Exhale it out. Get heavy, relax. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, relax. Inhale through the nose, nice and slow. Maybe even extend that inhale this time a little bit longer. And extend the exhale. Gently, let's release it out of the mouth. Slow exhalation. Inhale slowly through the nose. Gently release that breath. Beginning to pause the breath at the top. Inhale, breathe. Pause when you cannot breathe in any more air. Part the lips, gentle exhale. Pause at the bottom. Inhale again. Pausing when you get to the top of your breath. Exhale, release. Pausing at the bottom. Now just taking your natural breath. Not necessarily trying to control anything. Notice the sensations in your lower back. Just make sure there's no pain. If you're feeling a dull, bitter achiness, or maybe a warm sensation or burning sensation, those are normal things to feel. Bring attention to your body. What are you feeling? What is the depth of the sensation? And where are all the areas you feel sensation? Your body is shaped differently than mine, like your legs may be extended out in this pose. You might be feeling more sensation in your lower back. With your knees being elevated, possibly taking some of the sensation out of your back so you can focus more sensation closer to your chest and your inner deltoid shoulder area. And we've got about 3 full breaths, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Notice the mouth, removing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Notice the jaw, is it tense or relaxed? Notice your eyelids. And at the end of this exhale, if your legs are not extended, go ahead and lengthen the legs out, and then let's slowly walk your upper body up to a seated position here. Just lift up, moving the bolsters or pillows out of the way. Just sliding them over, and let's slowly roll back. Now, if you would like, you can pull the knees towards the chest here, slowly rocking your way down. And let's just rock right and left on the spine once you get down to the mat. Now, this class today is a yin class, or not necessarily a restorative yin class today, but it is going to be an hour long with a slight yoga nidra guided meditation at the end. From here, let's just release the shoulders and arms back down to the mat. Extend the legs out long. I'm going to next start to roll over onto your right side, maybe taking that fetal position. So I'll be facing you here on the right. So we're going to get into your shoulder stretch next. And in the yin, a lot of times we call this your open wing pose. So with this, I'm going to take my bottom arm and just start to extend it back behind me. And excuse me, I'm going to move these farther out of the picture, kind of in my way. So my bottom arm is going to slide back behind me. Now, as I'm lying on that right shoulder for this open wing pose, my head can be on the mat. If you want to place a bolster or a pillow underneath your head, you can always do that here. So you can also keep the knees stacked together, but a lot of people, to get deeper into the shoulder, might start to lengthen the bottom leg out and bend that top knee back behind you. So this is going to get deeper into your shoulder, possibly twisting you back. So this is going to depend. How deep do you want to go right now? That is not something you have to do. If you would like to keep the 2 knees bent in front of you, Maybe try placing a pillow underneath those bent knees. That is just another option. The top arm can wrap behind the back to then take this expression also into the top shoulder. So my top shoulder is my left shoulder in this pose right now. And just close the eyes, begin to settle in. You might notice a lot of sensation on your right bottom shoulder. So just be aware of that. And let's release all the tension in that shoulder. Finding that stillness. And then once again, maybe find your breath. And then anytime you may start to notice your mind wandering around. And that's a normal thing to happen. That happens to us all. Just start to notice your thoughts, observing them. Where are they going? Where are they coming from? Why are they there? And bringing your attention back to the breath whenever you feel it necessary to focus back in on one thing. And notice the hand that is stretched out behind you. Is it relaxed? For some, your palm may be down. For some, the palm may be up. And if you begin to feel a tingling or numbing sensation in your hand, just be aware of that. Maybe move the arms slightly down or slightly up. It just helps to take that tingling sensation away. We are on our last 2 breaths on in this pose. And at the end of this exhale, be aware of where your arms are right now. Slowly start to unwrap your body. So the arm that may be behind you, unwrap it in front of you. Just place it on the mat. We're going to lift up so we can bring our bottom arm in front. And we'll just pause here in your fetal position. If your legs are down, go ahead and just pull them up. Fetal position. We're only going to be here for about 3 breaths. We'll let these shoulders begin to relax before we come into the other side. 2 breaths. feels good to massage the shoulders out, that's also okay to do. Getting just a little bit of stimulation in there. And when you're ready, we'll come into the other side. Just gently lift yourself up. So for me, I'm actually going to flip around so I can continue facing you. Whatever you need to do to get onto your opposite side, so your left side. So from fetal position, we'll meet in fetal position on your left side. So from here, begin to lift up. Left arm or bottom arm wraps behind your body. So once again, maybe you had a pillow under your head, maybe you had a pillow under your knees, whatever you wanted to do or took on the other side. Go ahead and take that again. I will wrap my top arm behind my back just to get a little bit of balance here. And just start to lower your head towards the mat or on the pillow. Begin to relax that back arm. We are now open wing on the left side. So wherever you're at, top leg can even be wrapped or set on the ground behind you for a deeper variation or more sensation in the bottom shoulder. Begin to notice that back arm. Be aware of any tingling or numbing sensations. Notice if the palm is up or down. Knowing that that is not a right or wrong way, just be sure that it is comfortable for you. Be aware of anything that may feel like a stabbing sensation or painful. So anytime you feel anything painful, it's okay to come out of the pose or readjust slightly. If it's warm or burning, that's okay. Stay if you can. At about 5 more breaths. At the end of this breath, pause the breath. And with your next inhale, slowly take the top arm, bring it around the front. Use the palm of that hand to press your body up, bringing the bottom arm in front, lie down, fetal position. We pull the knees in tight. See how that feels. If that's uncomfortable for you, knees can be down more at a 90-degree angle. Just find stillness here, pausing for a few breaths. And now, when you're ready, roll onto the belly for Prone Shavasana. Moving any of your props out of the way. Maybe place the hands or the arms underneath your chin for support. We're only going to be here for 2 more breaths. And at the end of this breath, let's slowly press ourselves up, round over the knees, taking a tadpole pose. So with a tadpole pose, knees are wider than normal. So I'll actually face the camera here. So I'll sit down on my heels. I'm going to begin to walk my arms forward in between my body. Arms are nice and long. So from here, we're going to take a nice little shoulder stretch. So arms are both in front. So I'm going to take my right arm and wrap it underneath my body for this version of tadpole. You might notice that the arm that is extended in front is not quite parallel once you're leaning down. That's okay. If that feels good, if it's comfortable, just continue to lay on that arm. So depending on how tight the shoulders are, will depend on how deep you're able to go here. So maybe your left shoulder is up a little bit higher than your right. That's okay. Place your head either on the ground, or once again, if you have a pillow nearby, you can place your head on a pillow. The idea or the point is we're working your bottom shoulder, or for me, it's my right shoulder. So you'll feel sensation across the back side of that shoulder. Now you may want to protect your knees because we're going to be here for a little while. The timer is ready, it's started, it's running. Begin to relax your body. Notice how your arm is positioned under your body. So maybe wrapped directly underneath your chest. If that is uncomfortable, maybe directly above the chest, or some people might even like it underneath the chest. For me, it's best right around the chest area. And I'm going to start to feel a lot of sensation in my rear delt, so the back of my shoulder, my mid delt right in the middle area. But we're working that whole joint of that shoulder, so the right shoulder. With the left arm extended out in front, you might also start to feel a little bit of sensation in that arm as well. Try to relax both of those shoulders. And by doing all this extra work in the upper body, you might have taken some of the sensation out of the lower body. So that is a secondary part of this pose. You may be feeling sensation in your inner thighs, in the outer hips. So all of these areas I mentioned, please try to relax those areas. We are about halfway through. With this last breath, let yourself relax even deeper. And let's slowly lift up. So with the arm that is extended in front of you, lift and press through that arm. Unwrap your right arm. Let's, for now, just extend it out to the right side for just a second. Get a little opening on that shoulder. Maybe twist that shoulder out a little bit one way and then the other. Extend your right arm now in front of your body, and your left arm will reach underneath, coming into the other side. Just start to feel this. Notice, is this tighter? Is it looser? How do you feel on this side? I'm going to start that timer. So just allow yourself the first few breaths of every one of these poses. Really settle in and find what version is suitable for you to be able to sustain this pose for at least 3 minutes. So generally in any yin yoga class that I teach, we hold the poses anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, sometimes up to 10 minutes. Just notice where you're at, because the idea here is that we are finding your edge. Where do you want to go? How deep do you want to go? Do you want props? So find that depth, find that edge, and then begin to find stillness while relaxing into the pose. So here, once again, we're working the rear, mid, front delt of the shoulder. The whole shoulder joint. We're working all that fascia. We're relaxing the muscle. We're also still in the legs. We're in the inner thighs. We're in the outer pelvis. And because we're going to be here for another probably 2.5 minutes now, you might be feeling a lot more sensation in your legs if you were not already feeling that. Try to keep with the legs, keep with the pose, relax. Be sure your knees feel okay. So even here, we're working the knees as a secondary intention for this pose. Be gentle with yourself as well. Don't feel like you have to push yourself to the highest depth possible in the pose. Always staying away from pain. Have about 3 more breaths wherever you're at. And with this last breath, really try to exaggerate the breath. Breathe it all the way in, maybe pause at the top. And then exhale all the way down, pause at the bottom. When you're ready, slide the front forward hand back, pressing up. Let's extend the left arm out to airplane just for a couple of breaths. Maybe circle out that left shoulder if it feels good. Always reverse the circle, find balance. Very good. And since we have been on our knees for a little while, let's gently come out of that. Lying all the way back down in prone shavasana, pausing here for about 3 breaths. So maybe your legs are extended all the way back behind you. You can wrap your arms under your chin or even allow them to be out towards the side, placing your right or left ear down on the mat. Wherever you're at, just be steady with yourself. Notice the sensations that may be flowing up and down the legs. We are in that wide child's pose for quite a while. Do you feel any sensations in your feet, in your palms? And if you have one ear down, go ahead and alternate, placing the opposite ear on the mat. Very good. And for our next pose, we'll move into our Sphinx pose from here. Now I'm just going to demonstrate actually with a pillow today underneath my arms. So with this pillow, I have my arms on it. So now this is a pretty soft pillow that I'm using. If you have a harder pillow or you want to stack a few pillows, that's fine as well. By placing the pillow under your arms, you can also use blocks if you have blocks, but by placing something underneath your forearms, it's actually going to help elevate you a little bit higher, giving you more sensation in your lower back. So if you decide that maybe that's too much sensation in your lower back, you can always knock the pillow out of the way. But by elevating your back, and I actually am going to grab another pillow, by elevating your lower back here, you may feel uncomfortable, maybe a pinching sensation. That's okay. You're feeling a little bit of compression. Compression is okay as long as it's not painful. But in this pose, since we're really working on the shoulders and the neck today, from here, even though you're elevated, you might have a lot of sensation in your lower back. We're going to sink into the shoulders. So that is then taking some of that curvature out of your lower back. And I'm starting the timers. We're gonna just give yourself time to find that perfect spot. Remember, sink into the shoulders, relax the shoulders so we can get into the shoulders again. If you have something that you would like to rest your head on, whether it be another pillow you can fold up under your forehead, maybe you toss a block underneath your forehead, wherever you're at, just relax. The idea here, doesn't matter how many pillows you have, maybe you have 5 pillows supporting you. As long as you're feeling sensation in the lower back, sensation in the neck, some sensation in the shoulders, begin to soften your body. And let's bring your attention to your glutes. Make sure that your glutes, the backs of your legs, are relaxable. So a lot of times when we come into a deep back bending pose, it is hard to relax your glutes or soften your glutes. And that's okay. Try to relax them. If you notice that those glutes will not relax no matter how hard you try, it may be an indication that you are actually too deep or have too much compression in your lower back. And if that is the case, try to go a little bit deeper, or maybe take one of the blocks or bolsters out from under your arms. And we have about 5 more breaths wherever you're at. legs. Exhale all the air out. Take this last breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the pillows or bolsters. Let's lie all the way down, prone shavasana. So even here, we're still slightly elevated. Now, keeping our upper body on these pillows, let's turn and twist our legs over towards the left hand side. So the outer left thigh is now on the mat. So basically we're taking a twist here. So your legs can be stacked or slightly staggered, but we are twisting through the spine. If you don't have your pillows, I should say, go ahead and grab your pillows. Just placing a pillow with your body. It can be just one pillow if that feels better. We're twisting the body. See how that feels. Make sure you're okay. Try, if you're twisting, the left outer thigh is on the ground. So we're twisting through the spine, maybe placing your right ear on the mat. So now we're twisting our neck and opening up a little bit deeper there. Maybe getting some good sensations as well on that left hip that is touching the ground. So the timer is started. Just notice where you're at and what you're feeling. Just notice your body. Notice your relaxation level. Where are your thoughts and your mind? We have about 5 more breaths. If you would like to take those breaths, try to breathe in for 5. Try to breathe out for 5. Whether you're taking Ujjayi breath or just breathing deeply in and out, that's up to you. What feels right for you in that pose. This is your last breath. And let all the air release from the lungs. Pause. And let's reset. Come to the other side. So we'll untwist the body. Slide both of your legs down. Prone Shavasana will come to the other side. So your upper body can remain on the pillow, twisting your legs over towards the opposite side. So my outer right thigh will now be on the mat, twisting the other direction. And I'll face away from you so you can see this pose from the back as well. I'm lying on my outer right leg, laying my upper body, belly, torso on the pillow. And from here, I can place my left ear on the pillow that's below me. Doesn't matter where my arms are. If your pillow is bulky enough and feels good, then you may be able to just slide the arms out. So the left ear is to the pillow or bolster, or if you just have a mat, that's also okay to do here as well. Now the head tilted with the left ear on the mat. The idea behind that is that we're just going a little bit deeper. If that does not feel good, then just place your right ear back on the mat or the bolster. I'm actually going to flip around so I can see you at the camera. But you might notice that while I'm twisting here in this pose, that I actually have my legs staggered down. You can always come back to having the knees stacked on top of one another. But by staggering the legs down, you're also getting some sensation across your upper hip on the left side, the top hip, as well as the side torso obliques or QL muscle. We have plenty of time still in this pose, so if you're still adjusting or trying to find the best position, that's okay. Take as long as you need. Once you find that perfect spot, the Goldilocks spot, try to find your stillness. The longer you can find stillness, the longer you can sit with your thoughts, your brain, your mind. And at the end of this breath, we'll pause the breath. And let's slowly move out of this. So come back onto your belly, prone Shavasana. And I would like to get into the neck a little bit, so I'm just going to grab this timer so I can make sure that we are going to have enough time. So from this prone Shavasana, let's try to take your pillow and fold it underneath of you. We will be lying flat on this pillow. If you need to grab a couple extra pillows, really make yourself elevated here through the chest. We're going to let our head hang off of this pillow. It might feel a little bit weird at first, but we'll relax the back half of the body. You can hook your chin on the pillow and let your neck hang forward. Letting the head hang in free suspension. We're trying to get into the back of this neck. So we're still supporting your head, whether your chin is tucked on the pillow. I'm going to try to face you a little bit more here if you can see. Head is coming forward. We won't be in this pose as long because it is our neck and we are protecting that neck. Just find that perfect spot here. The most important part of this pose is we're trying to relax the neck so we can get deeper. Maybe the forehead touches the ground, maybe it doesn't. You may also be feeling some sensation in the top of your back. And for the last 3 breaths, if you would like more sensation, you can place a hand on the back of your head. Give yourself an extra little pull down or stretch here. Last breath. Very good. Lift the head up. We'll do the same thing, but we're going to lie on our right shoulder. So our right shoulder is going to lie on the mat or on your bolster. Your right arm can be alongside your body, whatever you need to be comfortable. We're going to let our head hang to the side. So we're getting into the side of your neck, letting gravity take your head down. If you need to brace your arm or wrap your arm around behind you, whatever you need to do to find comfort here, to be able to find stillness as well. So you can see that I'm stretching into the side of my neck. Maybe the right ear presses down towards your right shoulder. That's okay. Let's take the left arm, try to extend it down your body so the neck stretches a little bit deeper. Just breathe. Try to relax your neck. Let your head hang heavy over that bolster or pillow. Have about 3 more breaths here. And this pose is all about your neck. For this last breath, try to stretch your arm a little bit deeper. Press your right ear towards the ground a little bit more. Get a deep, deep, deep stretch. Very good. And let's release. We'll come right to the other side. I'm actually going to flip my pillow around so I can still face you all. So you can see with my pillow, I have had to double it up, get a bunch of extra elevation here. So here now my left shoulder is coming down to the mat and my head is falling off that right side. So getting deep into the right side of my neck. Just begin to relax. So maybe that bottom arm comes out in front, whatever you need to do to be able to really rest your head, letting that head hang, stretch. I'm still watching this timer here, just to make sure that we are equal on both sides. Now, once again, the top arm, try reaching it down to your body. Let the head hang. Get deep into that right side neck. You might also feel some sensation shooting down into your shoulder. Just depends on how your neck is doing. Some people may have gone back to work this week, or maybe you've been working the whole time from home behind a desk. If that's the case, this might feel really good on your neck. Maybe a much needed stretch. About 3 more breaths. And from this last breath, let's really pull that arm. So press the hand towards the feet, pull the top of the head towards the floor. Deep, deep stretch on that side neck. And let's release it down, come onto the back. So this time we're going to get into the front of the neck. So we're going to lie on the back. Now I've got a pretty good elevation here, so I can let my head hang. If you do not have enough elevation, this is all about your neck, your throat. We're opening up the neck, the head. Let the head hang off the back. And now the next thing that we're going to do at the end is finding our final resting pose. So make sure you're good and comfortable, but we're going to hang that head off. Maybe once again, try opening the arms up to the side. We're only going to be here for about 5 breaths. So head is back, throat is open, heart is open. So this is a really deep heart and throat opener as well. Try to relax your head and your neck. Do some deep throat breathing. Or maybe imagine the throat opening as you inhale. Imagine your heart opening as you exhale. Let your whole body get heavy. Take 2 more breaths. And if that feels good, stay there. If you're ready to remove those pillows or bolsters, just knock them out to the side. We'll be coming into your final resting pose, your Shavasana. We guide you through a little yoga nidra meditation. Go ahead, settle in, lying flat on your back. If you'd like to take this seated, you can also take this seated. So maybe placing something comfortable below your hips if you're seated for the remainder of this class. And let's take a few breaths together. So go ahead and exhale all the air out of the lungs. Slow inhale. Open the mouth. Sigh that breath out. Release. Slow inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale, last breath. Exhale, release. And notice your natural breath. How do your shoulders feel? And notice your neck and throat. And then bring your attention now to your heart, located not only in the center of your chest, the center of your body, but the heart chakra starting right in the center of your spinal cord, between your shoulder blades, echoing out through your body. And notice both of your ears and both of your eyes. The top of your head. And then the space between your eyes or your third eye. And moving down your body, notice both of your arms. The torso of your body. And both of your hips. Both of your legs. And then both of your feet. Bring your attention now to the palms of your hands. Maybe allow the palms to face up. Notice all the sensations there. The energy that flows through them. Notice your whole body. Feel your whole body. And then finally noticing the space around you and your whole body. And then to end our class today, I'm going to do an oracle card reading for you. And the card that I pulled today is called Stand Your Ground. Standing your ground is an empowering, confidence-building action to take from time to time. Now is the moment when you need to stand your ground. You know you can do it, and you know that by doing so, you will be the victor. This card is proof that no matter how much you're being tested, pushed, or into doing something you genuinely know is not your higher good, it's okay to stand your ground and push back. Don't waver, don't give in, and don't lose sight of what's waiting for you. Remember, the outcome that you know is right for you may not be what others think is best for you. This card will provide the strength to believe in your own integrity, your own self-worth, to help you remain clear and focused to defend what you believe and know to do right. With the conviction of that belief comes an ample supply of energy so that you can stand tall. You don't need to compromise or surrender and give up the control you hold dear. So hopefully that card resonated with somebody. I like to do these readings right at the end of the class. I leave the cards usually up by the computer to get all of your energies. I want to thank you all for coming today, on Mother's Day especially. If you'd like to bring your hands to Heart Center, Anjali Mudra. The divine in me honors and cherishes the divine in all of you. Namaste.